Hello and welcome to my channel. In today's video I'm gonna be making really easy rings. I know I always say easy, but these are, I promise, very easy, simple, beautiful, delicate rings. Probably my favorite rings I've made so far, so I hope you like them, and if you do, give them a like and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. Let's start! For this first ring, I'm starting off with 16 gauge silver filled wire. I'm using 6.5 centimeters, but this ring ended up being a bit too large for me, so later I will be using less wire. I made sure the ends are nice and flush, and now I'm off to the hammering part, my personal favorite. I'm hammering the end of the wire with dome-faced hammer. And once it's slightly flat, I'm taking a sandpaper stick and I'm sanding the edges down until they are nice and round. Then I'm hammering the end even more until it's nice and flat. I'm repeating this process on the other side of the wire. Next I'm taking the ball hammer and texturing the ring band. Using my steel ring mandrel, I'm wrapping the ring around, then pulling the hammered ends apart a bit and again shaping them on my ring mandrel. I have these fine point, smooth, round nose pliers, but for this part I will be using my other slightly sturdier pair. I'm creating loops out of each of the hammered ends, and I'm really taking my time and doing this slowly and patiently, which is something I don't usually do, but hey, there is first time for everything. There was a bit sticking out, so I pressed it down with my flat nose pliers. I'm reshaping the ring on my ring mandrel, hammering it with a rawhide hammer, which will not add any more texture, it will just shape the ring. And here is the star of the show, a beautiful Preziosa navette, 8mm by 4mm in size, with 4 holes, silver plated wire, as I don't have a silver filled wire in this gauge, and I'm going to be wire wrapping, just a bit. So first I'm taking the thin wire and wrapping it around the loop, or let's say through the loop, 3 times, making sure it looks good from the bottom and also that the wires are not overlapping on the bottom of the ring band. I'm pressing the wire as I go so that it snugly wraps around the loop. Now, I have made a few of these rings and I will recap the correct technique towards the end of this video on the gold ring. So please watch that as I will explain how many times to wrap the wire around and when. So with the silver ring, I wrap the wire around the loop 3 times and then I'm adding the gorgeous crystal. So the space between the 2 loops should be about 4 millimeters. And if it's too small, just pull on the ring and make the gap slightly larger. The navette needs to sit snugly between the 2 loops, but it should not pop up if moved slightly. If it does, it means that it's too tight. So it basically needs to be touching the loops, but not being squashed by them. Then start wrapping the wire around the other loop, switching from one to another until you wrap the wire around 5 times. I have only wrapped it 3 times here and it was a mistake. It works, but aesthetically it doesn't look that great. So 5 times is suggested, and again, make sure the wire doesn't overlap on the ring band from the bottom and that it is just under the crystal setting. Next I'm feeding the wire back through the hole in the setting and same on the other side. I'm being careful and not pulling on the wire too much as it could snap on me and that would be annoying. After I have both wires through, back where I initially started with the wrapping, I'm going to wrap each of the wires around the loop once and then snap the wire with my flush cutters. Here I'm snapping the wire first and then pushing it through the loop. But you might as well pull the wire through the loop and then snap it just like I'm doing now. Then I'm using my bend nose pliers and I'm pressing the cut wires down inside the loop. Okay, here is the gold ring. I'm using 16 gauge bare brass wire. It's a bit more sturdy, so I'm going to do a few things slightly differently. I had to cut it with heavy duty cutters, otherwise I could damage my flush cutters. And this time I'm using 5.8 centimeters of wire, which was perfect. Hammering the ends, then using a metal file as well as the sanding stick. I hammered it a bit more and shaped it into a ring on my ring mandrel. Made the loops and then I textured the ring band directly on my ring mandrel. Decisions. 28 gauge bare brass wire and off we go wire wrapping. Okay, so first wrap the wire 3 times. Add the crystal, then wrap the wire around 5 times. So you can see from the bottom there are 5 layers of the wire, all nicely wrapped next to each other. Snap the warped ends of the wire and feed through the crystal setting. Then wrap the wire around 2 more times on this side, creating 5 layers of the thin wire all together. Snap off the excess and press down inside the loop. Also, press the wire gently around the loops to make it look more tidy. Done! You have made yourself a stunning ring. If you made it till the end, then post your favorite pink emoji in the comments and say hello or hi or hola, ahoy, bonjour, ciao bella, hello, whichever language you speak or prefer, or you can just make one up. I would also like to mention that I now have my very own Amazon storefronts, one for the US Amazon and one for UK Amazon. I'm going to be adding more and more of my favorite items in there, from jewelry making essentials, crafts, laser cutting or filming and personal care, basically sharing what I like and what I would recommend. So if you are interested, I'm going to leave links below this video. And as for my next video, I have something special in mind, so stay tuned, subscribe, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!